Good morning everybody, it's Becca at Sew Down Twisted, and today we are going to deal with scraps again because scraps seem to be a popular thing for my videos at the moment. So I'm going to show you how to make these incredibly easy, like a couple of minutes kind of thing, and you'll have yourself some interesting looking ephemera, which obviously you can use for a multitude of things, but they're also great just for having in your stash or sending out in happy mail, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, stick with me and we'll get going. All right, so what are we going to need? We are going to need some scraps in your chosen themes. Now what you need to look for is ideally something that has a bit of a feature, a detail, you know, something like that on that just stands out a little bit, but nothing too dark. Next thing you're going to need is some stamps, some postal themed stamps. So I have some here that have got kind of postmarks on them, that kind of thing. Stamps with the franking stamp over the top. Some that are just sort of, some that are just random, nice kind of stamps. This one is all manner of different types of stamps, including people. And this one, I don't know why I've pulled this one out. Oh, I see, because it's got the first class mail stamp on it, so that'll be why that one came out. So yeah, you're going to want your stamps. You're going to want some red ink and some black ink. You're going to want some glue, some stamping blocks of whatever, you know, you're only going to need small sizes for these really. I don't know why I have the huge ones out. You're really only going to want the small ones. And then I'm using this, let's see if we can focus that in. I'm using this little cute sort of postage stamp punch for this. So let's get started. Oh, actually, and it goes without saying that if you happen to have some postage stamps, which you can also print them out, you know, you can buy printables or find free printables that have postage stamps, you know, feel free to grab some of those. You don't have to use patterned paper. So I'll show you with a mix of the two. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get some of our aged paper, and we don't want it to look all neat and tidy like that, so we're just going to kind of shred a piece, random shapes, you know, don't aim for squares, that kind of thing. Then we'll start with a normal stamp, so we're going to just find the position for that. If like me you want to ink the individual pieces, then go ahead and do that, because this is going in my steampunk journal. I am gonna weather all the edges, but you don't have to do that part. So we're just gonna grab that glue and just throw some of that down on there, and then we'll just pop that over there. Fabulous. Okay, and then what I would say to do is to do a few to this stage first, because then when you're done gluing, you're done, you know, and you don't have to keep going back to it. I prefer to work in sections, as some of you probably know by now. I like to get lots of component parts together and then kind of do the main part later. Okay, I'm going to pop that one just down there. Fabulous. Let's have a slightly bigger one now. So again, just get rid of some edges, and we'll go a little bit diagonal on that one just to keep it from being square. Fab. So on this one, let's grab a piece of the patterned paper, and oh, I forgot to ink that stamp, didn't I? Oh, never mind, my head is clearly way ahead of, well, sorry, the body's well ahead of the brain at this point, isn't it? I'm just doing things on autopilot, I think, but it's fine, we'll get there. Okay, so yeah, that looks kind of nice. Let's give that a little mooch round there. It doesn't matter that the edges of that stamp aren't done really. Okay, again, just a bit of glue. Sit, fabulous. And we're going to set that down on there. And then let's have a really chunky one. Tear little bits out and make it all kind of uneven. There we go. All right. So, you know, when I said that this would be really, really quick, really simple, I wasn't lying. I'm really enjoying, though, doing the kind of, you know, the scrap busting tutorials. I'm having great fun with them. And hopefully, well, it seems to be that everybody else is enjoying them too. So I'm just trying to find my thingy scissors, because tearing this is quite difficult, I found out once upon a time. So we're just gonna, yeah, I'm getting really, you know, I'm getting some really nice feedback from you guys about the scrap tutorials. So I'm guessing there's a lot of us out there with a lot of scraps. And funny enough, I'm actually running a challenge at the moment, not a challenge, a swap in the Junk Journals for a Beginner by a Beginner group that that I help admin for, and I deal with the UK stuff. So I'm currently doing a swap that is just swapping scraps, because, you know, when you've done a project and you just end up with so much scrap that's, you know, all the same kind of thing, and you kind of go, oh, you know, I'm bored now with making things out of these scraps. Well, if you do a swap of scraps, then you get that kind of new challenge, and you get to make all the cool scrap projects that are all over the place. And, you know, it's not the same, it's not all the same as what you've already got. So I think it's nice to do that. So we're doing that one currently. If you are in the UK and you would like to join up, if you're not in the group already, just search Junk Journals for a Beginner. Junk Journals for Beginners by a Beginner. I will try to remember to link it in the description for you guys as well. But it's a wonderful group, and if you go and join, just have a look at the featured posts and you will see my posts there for the scrap swaps. And I also run a wish list event, which is really, really nice. People have had some beautiful things, myself included, had some really beautiful things sent over. You just basically post, you know, 3 or 4 things that you'd like to have, not, you know, major things like, oh, I really want a crocodile, you know, but, oh, I'd really like some stickers that are in this theme or that theme, and, you know, just that kind of thing. Or, you know, I'd like some brown lace, and if somebody's got it spare and they say, oh, that's fine, I'll send that to you, and so they grant you wishes, and it's really nice. I saw it on another group that I'm in, another UK group, Sandra's Junk Journal community chat, and she started doing it now, and I thought it was such a wonderful idea that I thought, you know, the members of the other groups would really benefit from that. So I thought it was nice. Okay, we're going to chuck all that out of the way. So now we've got a few, you know, it's taken a few minutes. We've got a few bits and pieces. That's looking really nice. So the first thing to do then is to figure out what you want your red stamp to be. In this instance, I am going to go for this one, I think. That's the first one. Let's have that one, shall we? So we're going to pop that on there. Try to remember which way around the text is, because I've now forgotten already. Do you ever get that? The packets are so small, aren't they? And you just go, oh yeah, I have absolutely no idea. But I think it's that way around. Yeah, we're going to go for that way around anyway. It's done now. I should have checked as I took it off, but you know what? If it's back to front, it's back to front. All right, so we're going to get that one, and I'm going to put that one on here. Lovely. That's grand. And then we'll get rid of that one, and I will clean those off later on. Let's have this one. some of these I haven't got around to actually using yet. So, you know, when you first use them and they're just completely stuck to the backing. Just come off. You think you're going to tear them. All right, so that one, because this one hasn't got like an actual head postage stamp on it, this is a perfect one to do that for. So we'll just kind of pop that on, and then that just gives that little bit extra. So, and then we'll have, let's have one more different one. That's a nice one. I'll have that one. So again, we're just gonna pop that on there, and we'll have that one on here. And it's great because you can just be as random as you want, you know, you don't have to follow anything specific. And then we'll have, actually, what I need is on the back of that one there. So next up, I'm gonna grab my black ink. Oh, come away. It's very, very stiff. And this thing is absolutely laden with ink. I barely need to touch it to the ink pad before it's got too much ink on it. So this one, I'm just going to kind of pop that down on there. We'll do the same over here. And we'll do it on that one, I think. Yeah. Okay. That's looking kind of neat, isn't it? And I do love this make it up as we go along thing. It works a treat. Oh, I have another one of those in there I didn't even realise. I'm so rubbish. Not that you guys really care, I know. But, you know, I do like to be more prepared. But I just thought, oh, I've got all my sheets of stamps, you know, what more do I need? But apparently I need a bit more. That one hasn't got anything black on there yet, so we'll just lump that on. Oh, see what I mean? This is evil. I should have dabbed that onto a scrap piece of paper first, I think. My life. That is immense. Right. The last thing then is going to be this little bit. No, not that little bit. This little bit. That's the one. So now I'm just going to get that one and just be a little more... Yeah, I'm learning that one, I tell you. There we go. Okay, so we only need about that much. That's fine. I'm going to pop that kind of over there, I think. Oh, that's much better. Much better amount of ink on it. I think the ink on that's still wet. There was that much of it. And then I'm just going to... There we go. Right, that one's probably got a bit more than it really needed there, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Now, how about that? So, a few minutes, and we've got some really cool bits of ephemera to use. Now, you could attach a hidden paper clip to the back of that and clip it on. You can stick it on, you know, just randomly stick it on stuff as just decoration. There's all manner of things that you can do with this kind of thing, really. You could put as cluster toppers, you know, with some lace underneath or some other paper, that kind of thing. I particularly love when I make the scrunched up aged paper and kind of leave it a bit scrunchy, and then it's great for putting things like this in the middle of, so that you get a really nice texture around it. So yeah, you can use, you know, fabric, paper, lace, whatever, make a nice cluster, stick it on a snippet roll. Yeah. The world's your oyster, guys. And yes, I actually realised I didn't use my stamp punch, but as I was doing, well, it's two things really. Partly it did slip my mind, but then when I did think about it, I thought, well, not everyone's going to have one of these, so it probably is better to just tear them. So we did that. But if you wanted to, you could obviously, let's find a piece that's actually going to fit in there and I'm not going to lose it. Oh, it's very loud. But yeah, you just get a nice little kind of little tiny postage stamp size out of it. So yeah, if you do have one, great. It will make mass making these probably maybe a little bit easier. I don't know, actually. I don't know if it would make it easier than tearing them, but whatever. I didn't use it. You know, I'm a rebel. Okay, there we go, done. So as always, guys, I really hope that you've enjoyed this little tutorial, and I hope it's going to help you get in there to your scraps and get all inspired to make some different things to what you might have made previously with them. And I'd love it if you put a thumbs up on the video, because it helps keep getting me recommended in people's feeds. I keep getting recommended to myself. I'm like, yes, of course, I'm wonderful, aren't I? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. No, I don't have that ego, I promise. But yeah, if you give me a thumbs up, it does keep me relevant in the recommended and things like that. I'd love it if you leave me a comment, and if you make some of these on social, you know, post it on social media, by all means tag me. I love to have a look and see what people have made. It's just wonderful. If you haven't subscribed already, please do consider doing so, because I have many tutorials like this and more in-depth tutorials, mostly aimed at beginner level, so I can, you know, show you how to make things that you think maybe as a beginner you wouldn't be able to do, and I will show you that yes, you can. So yeah, please do consider signing up for the subscription, and in the meantime, have a wonderful day, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Happy crafting.